On the news at 1, President Tinubu departs Doha for Nigeria after his state visit to Qatar. FCT Minister of State inspects vandalized warehouse in Abuja. Plus, correspondent follows Zestoplet's home after discharge from National Hospital. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. My name is Aisha Obali. President Bola Tinubu is on his way back to Nigeria after his state visit to Qatar. During the visit, Nigeria and Qatar signed agreements to leverage on the potentials of mutual cooperation in education, enterprise development, investment promotion, youth empowerment, mining, tourism, and sports development. President Bola Tinubu also visited the Emir of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, as well as assuring genuine investors that Nigeria will not compromise standards as the government is committed to business evolution in the country. Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Administration's warehouse has been looted, causing the loss of thousands of bags of grains meant for vulnerable Nigerians. Monday, Secretary Agric Secretariat Lower Kolo Gadan was on ground to ascertain the level of damage, and yours sincerely was there for NTA. 3 trucks conveying grains evacuated from the FCTA warehouse in Abuja were hijacked and looted by hoodlums who ambushed the trucks and made away with the bags of grains meant for distribution to the vulnerable as directed by the federal government. One of those offloading the grains, Tahir Muhammad, says they were overwhelmed by the number of hoodlums who had dangerous weapons on them.
One gas, they don't pack 2 trailer this in Batra. Now only 1 trailer, God help. We stand, we see a line. Now they no carry in Batra, in gas. Now you open, you follow run. You know, you come out.
They also vandalized the building, destroying gates, roofs, rails, and blocks. The Mandate Secretary, Agric Secretariat Lawan Kolo Gaidam, expressed shock over the level of destruction. The warehouse was once vandalized in 2020 and renovated by the past administration. In a related development, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has clarified that the looted warehouse does not belong to the agency. This is in reaction to the news making the rounds that the looted items belong to NEMA.
I've discovered that this warehouse belonged to FCT Agric, where grains were stored, and those grains were said to have been looted by hoodlums. It's really unfortunate and it's a sad one.
In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News. In a related development, FCT Minister of State Dr. Maria Mahmood has expressed displeasure over the level of destruction of the territory's warehouse. The minister, while inspecting the facility, describes the act as criminal and assures that perpetrators will be brought to book. Dr. Maria says engagement with the community is necessary, saying that this was the second incident. She, however, urged the community to be ready to support and cooperate with the government to enable it to achieve the meaningful policies of the government, especially in cushioning the impact of fuel subsidy removal. Moving on, it is a new dawn for members of the National Freight Haulers Association of Nigeria, with the inauguration of new executives who are expected to move the association to the next level of development. Hawa Gimba reports that the new president, Sir Christian Udo, and cabinet members promise to follow the mission of the association.
That was the official inauguration of the new ESCOs into the National Freight Haulders Association of Nigeria. The National Freight Haulders Association was established to promote and strengthen the bond of unity amongst freight haulders owners, goods transporters, haulage, professional operators, and freight drivers in the country. The president-elect, Sir Christian Order, says teamwork is his watchword. Hence, he is committed to repositioning the National Freight Hurdlers Association to a new heights, not just for the benefit of members, but the greater good of the industry and the country.
And we are coming in as hauliers, NFHA National Freight Hauliers Association. We are the hauliers. We are going to harmonize. We are going to do a great work. We are going to do a great job. Advice to Nigeria is to calm down. We know that we are facing the heat now. But by the special grace of God, things will normalize, and it's going to normalize. And when we come on board, when we come in fully, in terms of transportation, we are going to see how we slash it down. We are going to see how we slash the taxes that is going on everywhere down by maybe blind use of one ticket.
For some members-elect, there was no bound, having been entrusted with positions which they promised to deliver with the president, with all programs aimed at achieving the goals of the National Freight Hurdlers Association.
It's a teamwork. Have to put our house together and come up with a new idea and see how we can move NFHA forward.
And we have gathered all the necessary information needed to make sure we move this association forward.
The National Freight Association says the unwavering dedication and hard work of all members, partners, and stakeholders will surely bring success to the association. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Nigerians from eastern part of the country plying the Oweto local corridor to the north and the FCT will have safe and secure trip as the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has established an area command in Indegem Beki, Nasarawa local government area that will man and patrol the axis and curtail any security challenge there. Muhammad Awalu reports. Okay, moving on, accounting has been perceived to be a male-dominated profession, disrupting the narrative. Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria took its campaign to students of Command Secondary School, Suleja, Niger State. Serafina Okonomekwe reports.
I came out with an overall price.
The 8th Chairperson, Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria, SWAN, believes in catching them early, nurturing young minds in secondary schools to tertiary institutions, impacting greatly on not just career choices, but preparing astute financial managers for the future, as accountant deals with integrity and accuracy.
As I can, you can. Do you believe so? Thank you.
The students were not only thankful to the group, but like Ahosa Israel, the visit and sensitization on steps to become a chartered accountant has given him a fresh lead in career choices.
Before I didn't want to go for a career of accounting, but now I feel that it offers many opportunities and it makes the world more broad at hand. So I would like to thank them. And now I'm considering a part in accounting for now.
I think it's very beneficial to we, the youths of our country.
The unit ensures that those already in the field.
We don't just stop at sensitizing the students, we follow up with those students, identify students.
The profession is a noble one.
The interactive session was a success as the students were taken through processes of becoming professional accountants, and it climaxed with the presentation of accounting book to the school. Serafina Okon Omekwe, NT News.
There would be no history without events. This informed the biography of an octogenarian, Yohana Daudu, in his book Odyssey of a Rootsman, presented to the public. Serafina Okonomeko reports that the 10th chapter book is a compendium of life struggles, commitment, selfless service to fatherland, and successes of an elder statesman.
The book, Odyssey of a Rootsman, begins with a prologue and a mixed grill of a highly focused young boy who was not deterred by the circumstances surrounding him, the psychological impact of the Second World War. He records trekking several kilometers to access education.
My story is very long.
Chairman of the occasion, Senator Philip Aduda, and the book reviewer, Professor Philip Akpe of the Department of History and Diplomatic Studies, University of Abuja, say the essence of the book, aside celebrating Pa Yonana Daudu, is for the younger and older generations to have better knowledge about Rubuchi community, the Gbagi nation, and the limited opportunities they had even before the creation of Abuja as a federal capital.
He graphically presented it in such a way that even anthropologists cannot do that.
Our prayer is that we should emulate his legacy is keeping for us.
Other guests at the launch observed that the 168-page book highlights the breakaway from the traditional values to embracing modernization in Western education. This therefore tasked the current generation to take inspiration from the lifestyle of the living legend who stood for accountability, equity, and justice.
From the angle of those who even thought of writing this book in his honor, I think they have done him something. He is going to live happily, and if the death should come, he will die happily because he was once remembered while he's still living.
And I'm happy we have been able to join hands with them, especially with celebrant, and we have been able to build what it takes today as FCT.
For Pa Daudu, education remains the weapon for the liberation from poverty. Having obtained his O-level certified in 1969, he then proceeded to the ABU Zaria, where he bagged a Bachelor of Arts degree in administration in 1973. With this, the celebrant prides himself as a goal-getter and never sees an obstacle, as he remains a forerunner who piloted the affairs of the FCTA, one-time leprosy inspector, and a banking director.
But when we have books like this of biography of individuals, then they will be able to read and know where we're coming from, and then be able to connect the dots so that we'll have a better vision of where we should be going.
I was working in the medical department in Kefi local government. And when I worked hard and I passed my GCE, I was admitted into the School of Basic Studies, which was open at the end of the Nigerian Civil War. It was opened in January 1970. I was one of the pioneer students. And that made me feel great. It's an entire chapter of my life.
The launching of the book, Odyssey of a Rootsman, attracted Gbagi's sons and daughters from across the territory.
You're still watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and still to come in the news. The Muslim Congress takes free medical service to Kuje ahead of Ramadan.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The
native station NTA Channel 5 Abuja
would say have a lovely day.
If you're just joining us, this is still the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. They got more than expected. Best describes the story of Nkiruka, an unemployed graduate, and her husband as what was an expectation on quintuplet turned into a bumper harvest of 6 babies. This single birth brings to an end the 13-year quest for the fruits of the womb. The cheering news also is that they have been certified fit to go home after weeks spent at the National Hospital and discharged. Hakimat Ali followed the family to capture the arrival home.
Recall the sextuplets born to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Ifeanyi on the 29th of January 2024. They were certified medically fit and discharged to go home.
This is the National Hospital bidding farewell to the sextuplets and their parents as they journey home for the new chapter of their lives.
A 15-minute drive from the National Hospital, Abuja, brings us to a suburb community along the airport road called Lugbe across their home.
It's an extraordinary moment of joy and happiness, the celebration of the homecoming of the sextuplets.
It's overwhelming. They were actually looking for the child, and God now baptized, supplied them with children. I really want to use this time to ask for, on their behalf, for all well-meaning Nigerians, that they should come for their aid.
We are grateful. Our heart is full of joy. This is a bundle of testimony.
Behind the joyous occasion of the sextuplets homecoming lies a sobering reality for the parents and anxieties for the would-be demands to care for the 6 newborns.
I'll give him thanks. To him alone be all the glory. You have seen where we find ourselves, but I'm happy. For God who has started this great thing, he will still perfect it. He always reach out to men through men.
They are meant to be taking them to hospital. There is an injection they should be taking 3 times in a week. And how do we take them to hospitals? Whoever God uses, and job, so that we'll be able to be getting as a sustainable income. I will keep coming in and we'll be taking care of these children.
A mixed grill of happiness, anxiety, and uncertainty. Everyone in the neighborhood trooped eagerly to see the sextuplets, making their residence a tourist destination. However, it is a 1-bedroom flat accommodating the 6 babies and their parents all in one room. Members of the community are happy to be in the limelight, appealing to the government, corporate organizations, and good-spirited individuals to rally round the family and their community, which is in their need of basic amenities.
Even children are not left out as they troop in here to see the babies for themselves. In Abuja, Hakimat Ali, NTA News.
We still have more cheering news as the Ramadan fast approaches. Muslim community of Kuje Municipal Area Council have hosted the medical caravan of the Muslim Congress on visit to offer free medical services. Onotu Yakubu report that the initiative is in a bid to promote an assured health status, welfare, and accessibility of the vulnerable populace preparatory to the Ramadan.
The noble prophet, peace be upon him, advised the fasting Muslims to be wary of their physical and mental health while undertaking the spiritual obligation. The medical outreach, spearheaded by the Muslim Congress Medical Caravan, aims to address the healthcare needs of underserved communities. And the beneficiaries say the gesture exemplifies the ideals of Islam, anchored on the call for the well-to-do to reach out to the vulnerable in all facets of life through community engagements and social responsibilities.
This thing where we can't do for this place is better for us. May anybody can't check in life because of this Ramadan where we come.
So I was sitting there told they now coming I should come. There is a program for health problem for fasting, Ramadan fasting that is coming. So I'm so happy about it.
Medical team lead of the caravan, Dr. Kodri Adeleye, identified hypertension, work-related problems such as body pains and visual challenges amongst prevalent health challenges in the community.
Diarrhea is also one of the things that appears to be common. So generally, it's like I said earlier, it's not an exception. The area is not an exception from what we generally see.
What I've noticed is that most of the women
coming with what we call urinary tract infections and ulcer. Yeah, so it's some of the major things that we notice with the women.
Initiators, the Muslim Congress Kuje Council, says the Rhapsody will provide a range of essential medical services, including general checkups, consultations, medication distribution, and health education sessions.
They can't cater for themselves because of the economic challenge that is on ground now. So we discovered that Ramadan is coming, and they have challenges of feeding and also challenges of health. So we try to make things easy for people, especially for those that are in Kuje and the environment.
The initiative, no doubt, overwhelmed the beneficiaries who expressed gratitude for the much-needed healthcare services taken directly to their doorsteps. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The Beauty basketball team has showcased their basketball prowess as they emerge winners of the vocational sports training program with a 4-2-27 victory over ABC ladies basketball. Francisca Bile witnessed the maiden edition of the competition and now reports.
It's the grand finale of the vocational sports training program here at the basketball court of the Old Parade Ground, Area 10, Abuja. TNT Beauty's basketball team on green jersey are up against ABC Ladies basketball team in black in an interesting matchup. ABC laid an early marker as they won the first quarter 6-11.
TNT, however, came back strongly and took the second quarter. They sustained the same momentum in the third and fourth quarters to claim a 42-27 point win to emerge women's champions.
I feel so excited because since the tournament, we've been having the winning vibe. We always want to win. TNT, we've been working so hard. We've been working so hard every day. We're always training.
Attention then shifted to the men's final, which was keenly contested as ABC Hard Rockers on white dominated TNT Panthers on red jersey, while also fighting off a late comeback to record a 56-52 points win.
We lost the last match against the same team, so we just prepared and then came back harder. We put in all the hard work, so I know the result is going to show.
For days, the competition turned the basketball court at Old Parade Ground to a beehive of activities as formal internationals, invited guests and basketball enthusiasts couldn't hide their joy witnessing such a tourney.
They got my adrenaline flowing, the dedication, the commitment that they showed, and the passion with which they played amazed me.
Both championship games were competitive, all the way down to the last moment. So very appreciative of how everything worked out.
With the aim of the tournament being to lift the youth from social vices and give them a vocation, organizers are convinced they achieved more than their target.
People that are here came from very far and wide. So I'm much impressed with the turnout. And we have done a lot of other visitations to schools. Like yesterday, we took time off to visit so many schools, several schools. And we have equally adopted some schools that we are using for this pilot program.
The winning male and female teams got a trophy and plaque to show for it, with most valuable players recognized while outstanding players won themselves scholarships. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Still on sports, British Nigeria Academy Abuja has held its 14th Inter-House Sports, described by guests as an exhilarating and action-packed sporting event. Kama reported that it was an expose of physical fitness, with the school authorities acclaim as a vibrant and integral part of the institution's culture and curriculum.
Boys and girls and all sports lovers participated in the incredible 14th Inter-House Sports competition organized by the Nigerian British Academy. Now, if you've missed out on the event, don't worry, because I've got you covered. First of all, let's talk about the grand opening of the event with the March Past segment. I mean, it was a sight to behold. Now, that's what I call a true community event. To the exciting lineup of events: football, long jump, high jump, shot put, egg race, sack race, and the adrenaline pumping tug of war. The junior and the senior female and male categories all stepped out to compete in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters. It's all about the competition. There is some serious talent and hard work behind those events. It's so heartwarming to hear that outstanding performances were not only recognized but also rewarded with trophies and medals.
I feel very happy and excited, and I feel like I can do better, and I'm happy I achieved this gold medal.
I feel very good. I feel happy because it means a lot to win first place in entire sport after all the training we've been through.
The parents of the British Nigerian academic were impressed with the sports curriculum that nurtures fulfillment. It's clear that the school is not only focused on academic excellence but also on holistic development.
The kids are having fun, so it's always good to combine education and sports.
For the fact that the school realized that the children need to engage themselves in physical exercises, training like this, I think it's a welcome development.
Sporting activities as well as academic and other social activities are something that they are very key in the curriculum of the school. So it's good, it's a great thing. And it's also bringing back memories for me as well, remembering when we used to do things like this. And I think it's important that once in a while we move away from all the academics and indulge the students in their physical activities.
It's a day where they get to showcase their talents, bond with their peers, and most especially have a whole lot of fun. After all, sports isn't just about winning or losing. It's about building character, resilience, teamwork, and from the sounds of it, these students are getting all that and more. Nigerian Academy, I am Kama Kama, NTA News.
And it's on that note we conclude the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Aisha Oba Ali. Good afternoon.